Hello, this is Noreen from joyacards.com and welcome to my video. Hey, today we are making a specialty card. I know it doesn't look special, but it is special. I am calling this my plank card. And it's really cool because I've got this image stamped on here and it's actually cut and put together and it looks like wood planks. And it's really cool with the Heron Habitat Bundle. And I know this is in the annual catalog. And by the way, the annual catalog is going away in a couple months. I don't know if this is coming in the new catalog or not, who knows, but this is actually a really beautiful set, and I'm honest about my reviews on stamp sets. I'm not going to just push a stamp set because I like it or not. I always stamp it out first. This stamps out beautifully, and look at all the different textures of the stamp here on the birds. They're just really, really pretty. The font on the sentiments are really nice as well. Plus you got a happy birthday and a thank you. I mean, what more can you ask for, right? And then here are all the dies. I have mine on my magnets. Anything that you that you see in the video that's not Stampin' Up, I am an Amazon affiliate. I have to mention it. This is how I keep my videos going, as I get pittance from Jeff Bezos, because he's too rich. Anyway, so they're all listed, like my glass, the magnets, all the paper storage. Anyway, so here are all the dies. They're really nice. Here's one for landscape. Here are the 4 that do the birds. So these 4s have a stamp. And then you got a bunch of grasses, and you've got 2 sentiment tags, which I didn't use here because I didn't have enough room, but they're really pretty. So this is a nice set. So if you want it, hurry up. The annual catalog will go away. And if they don't roll over, these will be gone, because this is a really cool set. So anyway, let's get to the card. And we're going to start with an A6 card base. So I'm using basic black. A6 is a 9 by 6 1/4, and you score it at 4.5. All the dimensions, by the way, are in the description of the video. Just go to the title and that little arrow and the show more and all that other stuff, and it'll bring down everything, all the dimensions, all the items I'm using, whether it's Stampin' Up or not Stampin' Up, and all my Amazon links are completely safe to click on. You won't go to China or anything. So I am using By the Bay for my card front. Now this one, By the Bay, I use so much. It's all in little pieces here. I use this particular piece of DS paper so much I ran out. But that's okay, because I'm going to use this one and the colors will work just fine. But this is beautiful paper. This will also go away. They never bring back DS paper. I wish they would, but this will definitely go. So if you like this, and there's a lot of ocean stamps and die bundles in the catalog, and this is perfect. I used it a billion times. So we're going to be using this one. Now, the dimensions of this is 6 by 4 1/4. And this is the back side. It's actually the water on the back here. And I'm going to snail it up. Now, I did this video almost to the end and realized my camera shut off. So if you see a little tape on the back, it's because I'm doing it again. Lucky me. Anyway, so put that on there for the front. And also the same size of DS on the inside. And of course, this is the 6 by 4 1/4 inside. So we're going to use 2 additional die sets, and one of them is Fabulous Frames, and we're going to be using this one here. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take a piece of basic white and cut one out. Now, the frame is still inside here. We can take this and use it on another project, and then the outside piece we'll use later as well. I want you to keep the inside because we're going to inset that in this frame here. So also take this one and make 2 of the basic black frames, and they'll look just like this. So 2 of the black and the inside of the white one. Now let's stamp the inside. We're going to use the little flying away birds here and this really beautiful bird here. So for the flying away birds, we're just going to use Memento and just stamp them off in the corner. And this is Starry Sky, and this bird is so pretty. I definitely wanted to use it. So isn't that pretty? So let's go ahead and put this on the card. So take one of your black frames and snail it up and put it on the middle inside, just like so. Now take your inside piece, snail it again, and inset it inside the frame. And you do want to put down the frame first and this because it's easier to do. Don't do it the opposite. So here's the inside. The other die set we're using is rectangle stitched frames. And take the smallest one here and with basic white, just die cut it out and stamp the happy birthday. Isn't that font just really nice? I really dig the font. Now for the technique. Now this is the hat by the bay again, and this piece has got this on the back here. It looks like a piece of wood. We want to cut it lengthwise here. So this is a 3 by 6, and I left the original length because you never know when you stamp. It's not an exact science. I'm not sitting here measuring, but every time it's just a little slightly different. So keep the length here because we will be cutting this down. So 3 by 6, and we're going to take that starry sky again, and we're going to take the big heron here, and we're going to stamp him right here in the middle. And this is such a beautiful, beautiful stamp. I mean, I'm pretty honest about when things don't stamp well. I will totally let you know, but this one is really, really quite nice. Now let me grab the birds again here in my memento, and I'm just going to put it right over his head like that. Now I'm going to start using the Stampin' Rights. Stampin' Rights are great. If you're a demonstrator, invest in it, get some Stampin' Rights. They're worth it. If you're a demonstrator, there are ways to go around it. I'll try to help you out a little bit here, but they are actually great. Now, for what we're doing, now the Stampin' Rights come in a big box and they're not cheap, but you can get the in color ones. Now I'm using Mango Melody, which is not in the in colors, but you can go ahead and use a Stampin' Blend for what I'm using it for, and that is just the beak here. This one you can get away with. So if you don't have the Stampin' Right, use the Mango Melody Stampin' Blend for that part. And then I'm going to be using the Starry Sky Stampin' Right. Now, they do sell, like I said, the Stampin' Rights in the in colors. So there is a Starry Sky one for that. And the reason why I'm using it is because of the fine tip. Because I'm going to go through and I'm going to bring out a little more of those feathers here. Now, I didn't do it on this one, but I did it on the sample. I told you I did this video almost all the way through and noticed that my my thing decided not to record. So I've done this. So it actually does look a little nicer with that. So I'm going to go ahead and just do his little feathers here, and I'll be right back. So I did the feathers. I even did his little eye here. Now I'm going to take, now if you have the whole set of Stampin' Rights, I'm going to take the Night of Navy, and from like his, where his leg bends here, and it gets really skinny, I'm going to trace over it. Now, if you don't have the whole set, and you have the in color Stampin' Rights, you can just do this with the Starry Sky. But I wanted to go a little darker on his legs, but I didn't want to go black. Because usually their legs are dark. So, but I didn't want to go that dark. So I'm just tracing over his feet. Now we're going to do the water and the grass, which is this stamp right here. You will need the Stampin' Rights for this. You cannot do this with Stampin' Blends. If you Stampin' Blend on your stamp, it won't work. So the first thing I'm going to do is the water. And I'm going to take the painty end, that's a technical term, and do the water here really dark, okay? And I generally don't use my Stampin' Rights for this kind of thing, but for this I am, and I'll show you what I do to kind of make it look a little better, because I don't generally like the look of how a Stampin' Right stamps. It's just odd to me. But the trick is you get out a piece of scratch paper. Once you've done this, stamp it off once. And now stamp the two grasses between his feet. Okay, and it doesn't look like that. You see how I stamped it off and it was like super dark? And now I've got it and it's not, it doesn't look like that. And then we're going to do it again. So go ahead and this, sorry, I forgot to tell you the colors. Tahitian Tide and Granny Apple Green. Now, if you don't want to invest in the whole set, which I totally get, but you want to do the in color, go ahead and use Parakeet Party. But Granny Apple Green is better. So if you're a demonstrator, just bite the bullet. And all those colors stick around. The only ones that change are the in colors. So it's not like you're having to change it out or anything like that. So I colored it again. I'm going to stamp it off once again. Get rid of all that initial stuff. And then I'm going to put this one right here. Okay. Now I'm going to grab this stamp. And I'm only going to do the grass. I'm not going to do the long thingies. I don't know what the heck are these called? Put the name in like comments. I know a lot of ladies like will go through it. Noreen, that's not what that's called. It's like, I have no idea what it's called. So just the grass and the water. So let's do our water in that Tahitian Tide. Like I said, don't use your blending pens on your stamps. It won't come off. And then the grass. So you're going to have to just pick through here and just do the grass. I mean, you could put the other one in, I suppose. I just didn't know what color to make it, to tell you the truth. And I'm going to put it right next to the bird. Just like that. Oh, I forgot to stamp off. Oh, well, that's okay. You should stamp off. Anyway, got excited. That's okay. Now, for the other technique here, I am going to cut this piece in 1/2 inch increments. So I've got my cutter here, and I'm going 1/2 inch and cut. And then keep them in order, and don't turn them around or anything. Just keep them to the side. And then another 1/2 inch. Pull it over. Another 1/2 inch. Really, the first one and the last one are the only ones you have to worry about turning them upside down. Another 1/2 inch. And this is a 3x6, so it'll take the 1/2 inch. Okay. Half inch. And the last one, 1/2 inch. Okay. Now take a piece of black, and it's 3.5 by 6. And we're going to start on one side, go in order obviously, and snail this down and affix it to your paper. Now, when you start out, give it a little bit of a border, not very much. Okay. The second one, snail it. Make sure you have them all in the right order here. And you're going to put the tiniest of tiniest little bit of tiny little space. And make sure they match up. Just the tiny bit of a space. Like it's a plank. That's why I'm calling it my plank card. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll probably speed up the video for this so you can watch me do it. And that's what it's going to look like. Now, we need to get this to fit inside the window. So we've got our other frame here, and I'm going to snail it up. Now, kind of figure, and everybody's is going to be different just based on where you stamp things, but go ahead and get it to fit inside of that window. Decide how much sky you want and how much of the plants you want, and then just lay it down like that. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim this off with scissors. This is just an easier way. Try not to cut your frame though. And let's put it all together. So we're going to use these foam adhesive strips. They're awesome. And I did the happy birthday in the foam adhesive sheet. I just pulled off the tape. And I have it resting on my silicone craft sheet because guess what? It won't stick. It's awesome. And I pulled off the tapes on this. And notice that I didn't put it all the way up to the edge. I kind of backed it up about 1/4 inch. And I'm going to put it on the front. And this is the card. And even though we use 2 different kinds of the DS from By the Bay, it still looks awesome. So there is my card. Oh, and I forgot something very important. Boy, I can't believe I forgot this. Okay, one last thing, because Noreen forgot. Take your blending pen and see how this one, and you can do it either way. This is with the colors blended here on the bird, and this is one without. So I just went ahead and took my Starry Sky. I can't believe I did that. And I opened it up and I took some of the ink off and did like that and filled in the white. Now, if you don't want the white, because I think it actually looks just as good, but you can fill this in here using the blending pen. So if you want it to look like this, use the blending pen. If you want to keep it white like here, then don't. Either way, it's great. And either of the By the Bay DS paper looks fantastic. So that will do it for me. Thanks a lot. Bye.